Hello, everyone. This is Omar from the third rail. Donald Trump has been found guilty, 34 counts of fucking dumb guilty. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't think it's the right thing that happened to Donald Trump. The case is not really. He falsified record because he had sex with some fucking broad, and that and to add insult to injury, he has to pay her 135,000 to shut up. She took the money and still talked. The only thing that Donald Trump is really guilty of, he's guilty of fucking bad taste. This guy, his girls are all fucking got a lot of mileage. Why would you, such a rich man, go get a porno star to do your shit? So I don't understand. 34 counts guilty on every single one of them. I mean, that bad? I'm telling you, I don't even, honestly, I don't like Donald Trump. I think I'm from New York and I know Donald Trump all my life. Donald Trump has been always this fucking shady character in our newspapers and our tabloids for fucking years, for decades and decades. But this case is not the right case. Okay, I mean, he had a sexual encounter with a porn star while his wife was having a baby. So he decides to run for president. He knows that he's not going to win. Then she comes and say, "Listen, I'm going to talk if you don't pay me." So they give her 135,000 to shut up. So she took the money, signed the contract that she's not going to talk. Then after taking the money, she still talked. Honestly, if there's any justice in the world, is she should be on trial. What do you think, guys? She should be on trial, not him. So everybody's happy and all that stuff. I don't think it's good for the country. Um, Donald Trump, I think he's the Mikhail Gorbachev of the United States. He's going to break America apart. Mikhail Gorbachev in the 1980s when he broke the Soviet Union. This is the man who's going to break the United States apart. This man is not going to go away until the country is either in a national turmoil or a national divorce or, God forbid, a civil war. Because he is pure evil. But this case was not the right case. Let's be honest. I mean, I didn't even think it was a case. I mean, I'm not a lawyer or a judge. I don't have no experience in law issue. But I mean, 34 felonies? 34 felonies for what? For what? Because he had sex with a woman and he paid her money to shut up? If I was in his position, I would do the same thing. If I don't want my wife to find out, or I don't want the public to find out if I'm running for the city mayor or district attorney or city council. See, I don't say the president because I know I'm never going to be president. That should not be an issue. Donald Trump is a walking crime scene. I said that before and I'll say it again. I don't like Biden. I'm not going to vote for Biden. So you, Donald Trump supporters, don't think I'm doing this shit because I'm a Biden fuckboy. No, I'm not. I hope Biden never wins, and I hope this guy doesn't win. Because Donald Trump has always been this kind of shady character. He has been lying, and he lies and lies. And we know he's lying. Everybody knows he's lying. His followers know he's lying, but, everybody, he has a following. He has a following of the poor whites. Our poor whites. If they follow him, they'll vote for him. They'll go to his rallies. But Donald Trump has never done anything for his fans, for his white fans. Those poor white people who are uneducated. And to create insult to injury, we in the United States have no choice. Out of 333 million people, believe it or not, the only idiots we could find is these two old farts, man. Let's see if this is going to come on. There you go. This is right now in New York City. Look at New York City. New York is what? I should go up there. I'm in Brooklyn right now.
Where'd you get the costume?
See that? This is New York City right now. Let me shut this down a little bit so we could all hear my son. Okay. These are people outside the New York City courthouse where Donald Trump was found guilty on 34 felonies. It's amazing. And these people were ready with the suits and everything just to fucking to stick it to the man, man. Leave Donald Trump alone, man. He has more problems than he needs. Now, what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Something's going to happen now. We don't know. Donald Trump is going to go to jail. Donald Trump is not going to go to jail. Donald Trump will never go to jail. Donald Trump is part of that elite. Oh, not the elite, those rich elite. They're never going to go. And it's no good for us to send him to jail. He's the former president of the United States. Let's be clear about that and honest. You understand? So the whole idea that Donald Trump all of a sudden is a criminal is kind of weird to me. I never found this fucking, excuse my language, let me not curse because I heard it messes up your channel, whatever it does. I don't think he should have been found guilty of anything. Or he should have never even went to court for what they're accusing him of. You know, I had a different show today. I was going to talk about Nikki Haley and her visit to Israel and signing bombs that killed her. So right now, these are people in the street of New York. The cameras are walking around. You see, there's no people. He has no following in New York. He's born in New York City. He was born in Queens, New York. But he's so hated by New York is unbelievable because New Yorkers feel like he betrayed them. Because Donald Trump grew up in Queens and he made his money in Manhattan, New York City. He was always a Democrat. He was always pro-choice. And his presidency devastated the liberal movement. For 50, 60 years, they've been trying to protect Roe versus Wade. And he put the judges, and he overdid it, and he overthrew the law for abortion rights. He has destroyed everything. He has created hate for immigrants that he worked with all his life in New York City. He has created a lot of issues. He doesn't, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't present anything that is useful. You understand? I mean, if he ran on the issues, it would have been good. You know, people will fight, but his shtick has been always Obama doesn't have a birth certificate. Oh, the Mexicans are raping women. He doesn't need to do that because Joe Biden is not a foe. Joe Biden is weaker than the house of a spider. You know, spider web? This is New York Central Park right now. As you can see, this is live from Butcher. So the whole idea that he doesn't need all this baggage of racism and dog whistling that he does. For example, like Donald Trump right now, I mean, Joe Biden is losing Michigan. The Arab community in Michigan is not going to vote for Joe Biden. And they're not going to vote for Donald Trump. They're going to stay home. All he has to do is just shut up. He doesn't have to go on TV. I'm going to send them back 25 years. I'm going to put everybody in jail. I'm going to deport everyone who protests against Israel. I'm going to deport those who are foreigners in studying in our colleges. Listen, aren't you supposed to be a populist? Aren't you supposed to be doing populism or something like that? You understand? Why are you doing that? Understand? This is weird stuff. Give me a second, guys. Always do this. Always do this. You know, so we didn't get no reaction. We're supposed to get a reaction from what's his name? From the district attorney over, you know, he's going to get off. He's going to say, oh, I thank everybody, all this bullshit that doesn't need to be said. Like I said, this is a nothing burger. This trial, whether you like Donald Trump, whether you hate him, whether you like him, is not a real trial. It was not a real case. And it was all about bullshit. Oh, Donald Trump, you know, come on, guys. Dum dee dum dum dee dum dum. All right, got it. Okay, let's see what New Yorkers have to say. Hold on, let me go. Let's see. Give me a second.
It's natural. Can I get you to say and spell your name?
Sure, my name is Susan Ryan, SUSAN.
Nice, easy name. Perfect. I appreciate that. What are you doing out here, Susan?
I have been following the rise of Trump since 2016. So I came down to see what was happening. I also take street photos, protest photos, and so I'm seriously interested.
Oh, so are you technically independent photographer, or do you work for someone?
I don't work for someone, just independent.
Gotcha. Awesome. I saw you had the flag in your hand. What are your thoughts on the verdict when it came down?
I'm so pleased that there's finally some accountability. Yeah, he's evaded the law for many years, decades, and it's finally caught up to him. And also, we're fighting for democracy here. This was an election interference case. You know, it wasn't just a foreign star sex case. It was an election interference case. And did he do it or not? The jury said yes. You know, is he above the law or not? You know, because some people said we want January 6th, we want the documents. Okay, so of course we want that. But you know, it's all important. And on the federal level, it's very hard to make stuff happen because there's such a fear of partisan. So it's New York, these state cases, you know, New York, Georgia, Arizona, for Giuliani, you know, Jenna Ellis, like they've been indicted. So it's a victory for those of us fighting for democracy and against election interference.
What do you say to people who think that the Democratic Party is using the legal system to stifle Trump or to kind of use it as a way to politically imprison him and make it so he can't run?
Trump has had over 4,000 cases, legal cases, lawsuits over the decades. He's been entangled with the law for decades. This is nothing new. And the thing about Trump is he puts every case off. He pushes. Stay with Steve Bannon. So, you know, they're going to get potentially convicted at a time that's not, you know, good for them. But they're the one who keep pushing the cases trying to evade. He did not want this to happen. He tried tooth and nail to make it not happen. And he knew it wouldn't be good, and it happened. He couldn't evade finally.
Anything else about today that you think is important to the average American watching, or really the world? The world's watching this. This is such an important case. Some people say the case of the century, which I know is, it sounds so, you know.
Not a case of the century.
We're heading into a presidential election here in a few months. He just got convicted. What implications do you think this will have?
Well, I've heard that independent voters said if he was convicted, that they would not vote for him. Obviously, it's a problem with women voters. It's not good. He will spin it as it is good. He will spin it as Biden did it. You know, like I said, this guy has been entangled with the law and committing fraud for decades. Bill de Blasio said that, you know. So this is nothing new. This is just finally some accountability.
I didn't really ask you this yet, but how do you feel personally right now?
I'm wary of saying, "Oh, I'm so joyful and elated that you know the U.S. has an ex-president convict." You know? But I'm very pleased, like I said, that there's some accountability. This man attempted a coup in the United States, in my opinion, and many people's opinions. And it took that to get some wheels rolling from the DOJ. But I think it's hopeful for democracy. We do not want another autocrat, you know, Trump for 4 years. We saw, you know, what he was heading towards in the first year. He's got more tricks now. And the U.S., as you say, the U.S. Plays such an important role in the world. If you have an autocratic president in the U.S., democracy is dying in the U.S. It's very sad for the U.S. and for the entire world. So we're just fighting for democracy.
Really well said. Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Really appreciate your time.
Thank you. What's your name?
All right, what's up, everybody? This is the people in the street of New York. We are waiting for the district attorney to talk. You know, it's hard to get live footage because you're afraid you might get what do you call it you might get a strike. You understand what happened? So as you have it, Donald Trump has been found guilty on 34 counts, guilty of falsifying records, whatever the fucking is, guilty of having an affair with a porno star. I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what really it is all about. Can't believe this is happening. I mean, I don't know where we're heading as a country. The United States is not in good condition right now. It is so, I mean, it's so split and it's so hateful of each other. It's so tribal. It's unbelievable. Where you have red states, blue states, liberals, conservatives. I don't know. They got all these crazies. You know, I used to be involved in all that stuff. I stopped, getting involved. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen, man. So we're heading toward an election at the end of the year. We have 5 more months into an election in November, and we don't know what's going to happen. You have a man who's just been convicted of 34 felonies. Is he going to jail or is he going to have another trial? And he had 3 more trials to go before the presidential election and after. And this man, what's going to happen on November 12th? Because the Republican political party has accepted him as their nominee. So, I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, we're headed toward a cliff. You know what a cliff, when you're walking and there's a cliff? This is what we're doing. America is sleepwalking into a civil war or civil unrest or a constitutional crisis. This is what we're doing. We're slowly and surely walking toward a constitutional crisis. There's so much corruption in our civilian government, in Congress, in the legislative branch, in the executive branch, and now you have the Supreme Court. You got 2 guys who are guilty as fuck. You have 2 guys in the Supreme Court was supposed to be the last line of sanity for a messy democracy. The Supreme Court of the United States was supposed to be that. And I used to think like that. In 2019, I used to think, well, at least we have the Supreme Court. I swear to God, I used to say to myself, well, at least we have the Supreme Court, if everything goes crazy, the Supreme Court will be normal. No, the Supreme Court is worse than the legislative branch. Supreme Court, you have Clarence Thomas has been taking bribes, going on vacations, going on plane tickets, going on. I mean, this guy is bought and sold. He's like a fucking modern day slave. This is the same Clarence Thomas, the black man who accused black people of always asking for a handout. He's the biggest motherfucking handout in history. I mean, he's disgusting. I mean, he attacked his own people. He always considered black people as always asking for affirmative action, always asking for extra protection under the law. And to accuse black people of that and be the biggest fucking freeloader in the U.S. Supreme Court history is disgusting. And you have Alito. Alito, I think, is fucking weird. Alito is a fucking crazy. He has the flag upside down. He supported the January 20 insurrection, whatever you want to call it, a riot. I mean, this guy used the Supreme Court. We used to be quiet. We used to say, oh, these are they're wearing all these big black robes. These guys must know what they're doing. Let's see what's going on in the streets of New York. Okay, people outside. Here you go. Let's see. Let me try to get a sun. Let me share. This is it.
fight the powers that be. We're gonna fight the power. We're gonna fight the powers that be. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. We're fighting the power. We're fighting the powers that be. We're fighting the power. We're fighting the powers that be. Yes. I guess. Look at the pole.
I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of people who are happy at what happened to Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump has been getting away with a lot of crazy shit over the years. I mean, he's been doing a lot of things close. He gets close to the ledge, but he doesn't jump low wise. I mean, he gets close to the ledge, and he's been flaunted it. You know, you grow hatred and people, and he has a lot of admirers. He's a very controversial figure in the United States, and he's very dangerous because of his ignorance and of his fanatic following. His following is fanatic. If Donald Trump didn't have the baggage of digging into racism and dog whistles to create this momentum of followers, he'll be a president. He will be a two-term president. But when he was president, every day there was a scandal. Every single day there's something happened. Donald Trump has to be on the headline and all over the alphabet news networks, such as CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News. And it was kind of tiring. I used to watch a lot of, at that time, I was a corporate media addict. I used to watch a lot of this, a lot of the Russia, Donald Trump is under Russian influence. Donald Trump is Putin patsy. Donald Trump is this. Donald Trump is that. Donald Trump is this. Every night, fucking MSNBC, they had me brainwashed on everything. I want to tell you that I'm sober. When I mean sober, not to alcoholism or drugs, because I don't do smoking, I don't do any of those stuff. But I'm sober now almost 4 months, 7 months from I stopped watching corporate media. Corporate media is disgusting. It is biased. And when I noticed that the most is when the war in Gaza happened, and I saw they was not showing any footage of people inside Gaza. They were just inviting all pro-Israeli pundits, pro-Israeli journalists, pro-Israeli political politician, and ex-Israeli prime ministers, whatever, or ambassadors. They would bring him up every day. And where's the balance in you showing me the news? I mean, I'm your customer. You've been lying to me for the last 10 years. Remember when Donald Trump was president and they had those, those press conferences where they had Spicer and they had that ugly girl, I don't know what the fuck her name, Huckabee, whatever her name is. Oh, he's lying. Oh, he's making it up. Right now, Kirby and all the fucking Biden's guys, they're making up shit every day. They're lying right in front of our eyes. I never saw MSNBC or CNN say, well, these guys are making it up. Biden press conferences are liars. They are telling us half truth. They're not making fun of them. Even Stephen Colbert and the late shows like Jimmy Kimmel, they're not making fun of these guys because they are with the program. They are pro-democratic machine. They are pro-Biden. They are biased. Everything is biased in the United States. The media is biased. So right now you see Donald Trump has been found guilty on 34 fucking counts. For what? Why could it be just 2 counts? Why could it be just 2 counts? You know what I'm saying? Let me see what other shit is happening on Twitter or anything to find out. Give me a chance, man. Because, I'm not the brightest guy here on this machine. You see? Okay, I'm still there. So the whole idea is, if you listen to me and you're in the United States, or if you're overseas in India, Mexico, Egypt, I want you to say that we are the biggest liars in the United States. You understand? We are the biggest liars. We don't have no real freedom of the press. Our democracy is not fucking 100% real. Everything is a fake and phony bullshit. We just use it to invade other countries, man. We just use this democracy bullshit just to invade Venezuela because Venezuela has a lot of oil, so we have an embargo on it. All of a sudden, we want to give democracy only to Venezuela. Out of all the countries in South America, we love Venezuela. We're going to put our sanctions on them. We're going to freeze their money, and we're going to empty the country of 7 million citizens who had to leave because of the poverty we imposed on them. This is who we are. We never question the man. We never say the media is not telling us the truth. Why? Imagine Venezuela is I know I'm going far away, but I need you to understand Venezuela is one of the richest country in South America with oil. What we did is we have turned it into a country of poverty. 7 million Venezuelans have left since Chavez died because of our policy toward Venezuela. And you know what? And we have the fucking balls to go on TV and say, there's a lot of Venezuelan immigrants at the borders. We got to close down our borders. Why don't you leave that country alone? Nobody's going to come. When Chavez was president, he used to give free heating oil to American citizens in Philadelphia and New York City. Come on, man. Hey, let me show you the reaction to Donald Trump's. Oh, hold on. There he goes. Hold on. Donald Trump is one fucking funny character. Hold on. Give me a second, man. This was his reaction to the. Hold on. Let's go to Donald Trump's reaction. So, in Venezuela, we did a lot of bullshit. We are the only country in the world who lies about democracy and use democracy and use the United Nations to bankrupt other countries, to invade other countries, to destroy and destabilize regions and countries in the name of democracy. That is, we don't really believe in. We don't believe in that. Because if we really believed in democracy, the Arab Spring happened, right? There was a lot of democracies. We didn't help them until they all collapsed. All right, this is my boy Donald Trump's reaction. First, let me make sure you got him there. All right. This is Donald Trump's reaction first to the...
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt. It's a rigged trial, a disgrace. They wouldn't give us a venue change. We were at 5% or 6% in this district, in this area. This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. But the real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here. You have a Soros-backed DA, and the whole thing. We didn't do a thing wrong. I'm a very innocent man, and it's okay. I'm fighting for our country. I'm fighting for our Constitution. Our whole country is being rigged right now. This was done by the Biden administration in order to wound or hurt an opponent, a political opponent. And I think it's just a disgrace. And we'll keep fighting. We'll fight till the end, and we'll win, because our country's gone to hell. We don't have the same country anymore. We have a divided mess. We're a nation in decline, serious decline. Millions and millions of people pouring into our country right now from prisons and from mental institutions, terrorists, and they're taking over our country. We have a country that's in big trouble. But this was a rigged decision right from day one, with a conflicted judge who should have never been allowed to try this case, never. And we will fight for our Constitution. This is long from over. Thank you very much.
Why should voters vote for Nikki Haley?
Are you going to drop out? You believe in the rule of law? You trust the jury? Are you
So that's Donald Trump. You had it. He did his usual. This is a disgrace. This is not right. This is not fair. This is unbelievable. How could it happen? You know, he did all his sing and dance. I think, you understand? So I'm going to leave this on Terp so we could just, let me get over there. Forgive me if you can. All right, I'm going to leave Donald Trump there. So I was gonna put, I had a big show today, man. I had look at it's all messed up. Nikki Haley, who went to Israel to sign bonds. Why, to my Indian audience, why do you guys like Israel? Why are Indians are aligning themselves with Israel? Why? I mean, India is a victim of colonialism. You are the victim of British colonialism for centuries. You are the victims of invasions and occupations and colonialism. And all of a sudden you side with Israel. Why? I can't understand why Indians are siding with Israel. I mean, you have 15 million Indians from the Indian subcontinent who work in the Arab Gulf, in the UAE, like 8 million people. There are more Indians than there are UAE residents. The UAE is about 1.5 million, and Indians about 7 million people. They work in Saudi Arabia, they work in Kuwait, they work all over the Arab world, and we have no issue with Indians working in the Arab countries and living in Arab countries because, let's be honest, the majority of Indian people are very law-abiding citizens who work for their families like other people. But for you to side with Israel that is genocidal, that is killing children, women and children and burning them alive. And I see on Twitter a lot of Indians from India, they have the Israeli flag and the Indian flag together. I don't understand the purpose for that. You know what I'm saying? So my Indian friends, you need to support the Palestinian people. Look at this. Let me put this idiot. You see, this is Nikki, what's that? Nikki Haley. She's a Sikh whose family immigrated from India to the United States. And the majority of these people are anti-Palestinian, like the other Indian congressional woman. Her name was Tulsi Gabbard, the same thing. Why would you go to Israel and sign all these bombs that's going to kill Palestinian children? You understand what I'm saying? This is how here.
America to do what I think is the right thing, which is you stand by your friends.
All right, it's not going to work because I had them for so long. It's not working. So the whole idea, my people in India, relax. You got to be our friends. You got to be with the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people are like you. You guys suffer under the British rule. When Britain colonized India and stole all of India's wealth, robbed you guys blind, used you as soldiers to fight in foreign wars and get killed. The British used to use Indians as soldiers in foreign wars. Let's see if anything is happening. I had a whole show, man. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. They don't like us. They not like us. It's that guy. They not like us. I understand. All right, New Yorkers, just going about their way. There's a lot of, these are demonstrators. These are people who just watching, you know what I'm saying? Let me see this. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got shit. This is a fucking idiot. That is disgusting. She's slapping me. All right. What up, everybody? Donald Trump is found guilty of 34 counts. He's guilty of having sex with ugly women. That's what his guilt is. Donald Trump, you idiot. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're embarrassing us, man. What are you doing, man? Why? Let me go a little far away here. No. Nope, it's not happening. All right, let's see. Let me see if I have any other videos to show you. All the shows I was ready to do for you today, guys, is all disappeared. All disappeared. So, I'm going to tell you, let me close this in, and I'm going to go with this. Where am I? All right. All right, everybody. My video is all messed up. Let me get... Hold on. Anyway, shit, I look all blue, right? I got new lighting. I got new lights. What do you think, guys? You know, I got all these lights. So, because I'm ugly, it hides away all the ugliness. So, Donald Trump is going to jail. Donald Trump is going to jail. I don't need to know why he needs to go to jail. He's going to appeal this. He's going to be more stronger than he was yesterday. Tonight, I want you guys to keep an eye on his donations. He will make millions and millions and tens of millions of dollars. America, we have the bad response. The worse it gets, the more money he makes. Donald Trump, I think his mother prayed before he died. He said, God, make Donald make all the money in the world. Make him meet stupid people who believe in him. And they do. Now, a lot of people will say, Omar, I mean, why don't you support Donald Trump? If only Donald Trump is a real populist, I will support him. But Donald Trump is just a thug. He's an authoritative thug. He's just another corrupt politician in our government. Everybody's corrupt. You see an APEC? Huh? I do this to show this every day so people could see it every day, so nobody will have any excuses of what's going on in the United States. Of any we have the most corrupt government in the world. But the problem is we are so rich, it doesn't really matter. You understand? We don't notice it because the country is so rich. Huh? I know MSNBC celebrating, all the liberals are celebrating. We got him again. You didn't get shit. Donald Trump is going to be president. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Trying to look for any reactionary videos, man. Trump is guilty. Oh. Good politics. Here's my brother, good politics. He got a good take. Let's go. Yeah. Anybody home? Dun, diddy, dun, dun, diddy, dun, 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 dun.
Iraq, Morocco, Tunisia, Morocco.
Remove. There's all the videos I had. I was going to do a show on Nikki Haley, but I guess we can do it. Hold on, maybe let's just watch these videos until Donald Trump. Okay, ready? Yeah. So what do you guys think is going to happen? I mean, guys, you could write a comment, man. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Write a comment or something. Like, we're going to watch this, but we're not going to write no comments because we don't want, nothing's going to happen to you. Write a comment. This is America, man. We got the most corrupt governments in the world. Do you think we give a fuck? We don't care. They're not like us. They're not like us. We got corruption all over. And you guys don't want to write anything? That's fucked up. All right? Video file. Yeah. Yeah, my stomach, I'm hungry. Yeah. They're not like us.
To do now is surgical. To go in there and
This is the fucking idiot, Nikki Haley. She's in Israel sucking dick. She's sucking the Israeli dicks. What happened?
make sure they eliminate Hamas. You'll remember when this happened. I said finish them. They need to finish Hamas. Don't stop until they finish.
Finish
But
what?
also
Fuck you.
make sure that that security is intact so that it,
Who are you to tell people to finish other people, man? Who are you? What gives you the right? I mean, really, what gives you the right to finish them? Palestinians are fighting for their fucking freedom, for their independence. They have every right under international law. They're not, oh, we're going to call them a terrorist.
Palestinians go.
Hold on. I want you to listen to her
happens
mindset.
again from Hamas or anybody else. And so I will always push America to do what I think is the right thing, which is you stand by your friends and you don't waver on them. What they are having to do now is surgical.
Yeah.
To go in there and make sure they eliminate Hamas.
All right, hold on. This is another video.
You know, they should be going.
Okay. This was she was still running for president of the United States. The reason she went to Israel is because she wants to be vice president of the United States. Now, is she smart? Yes. Is she qualified? Yes. Does she has a yes, she's a very qualified person. I think she's more qualified than Vivek Ramzawi, whatever his name was. She's not stupid. But the whole problem is she's a war hawk. She is like the Hillary Clinton of the Republican Party. You understand what I'm saying? Patty, I'm gonna call her Patty. That's what you see my nurse. Haley, Nikki Haley is the exact copy of Hillary Clinton, but in the Republican Party. She is part of the military industrial complex. She's part of the neocon movement that likes war and conflict to sell weapons. She's part of that group. You see, in the United States, we have a group called the neocons. The neocons are fucking scumbags. All they do is think about making money and making wars and making profits to selling weapons, like what they do right now in Ukraine. This is they were asking what should they do with the Palestinians? Listen to the fucking mindset.
Palestinians go. Well, you know, they should be going through the Rafah Gate and Egypt take them. But I've always said.
See, this is the problem. The Palestinians belong in Palestine. They don't belong in Egypt. Why should they leave Egypt? Why should they leave Gaza? That's like telling Indians during the war with the British, what should do with the Indians? Well, they should go to Arabia. You know how it is. Why can't they go? They almost look the same as Arabs in a way. We should send them to Arabia. This is not stupidity. She knows, but she knows where the money comes from. She got 1.5 million from APEC. Listen,
that, you know, what you should have is they should go to pro-Hamas countries, Qatar, Iran. You know, if you send them there, Turkey, those are pro-Hamas countries. That's where they should go.
But they're
not pro-Hamas country. They're a pro-Palestinian country. Okay?
on the run for their lives, taking whatever they can, their kids in tow.
She doesn't give a
They're
fuck.
not able to get into Egypt. How are you supposed to even make it to Qatar at this point?
Isn't that telling that Egypt won't take them? Why?
Isn't that telling? Egypt will not take them. This is an evil bitch. My Indian friends, this bitch is evil. All right? To my Indian brothers and sisters in India, she is an evil fucking hoe, man. She's pure evil.
Why won't Egypt take them? Because they don't trust which ones are terrorists and which ones aren't. It's a sad state of affairs. But the reality of that evil is very clear in Arab countries, too. Arab countries have very much always been cautious and know the threats that Iran can place. They don't want those terrorist proxies coming after them. Saudi Arabia felt the Houthis in that fight for Yemen. Egypt knows exactly what they can do. But instead of the world...
She's smart. She knows about the Houthis. She knows what she's talking about. She's not stupid. Nikki Haley is not a stupid fucking hoe. She's fucking very smart, man. But the only idea is she's so heartless for the sake of money and credentials, because she wants to build a reputation with the Jewish lobbyists in the United States with Jewish money. I mean, let's be honest, man. Let's not fucking kill each other. So she's saying, take everybody. We should put them all over the place as like they were animals. Oh, sorry.
Israel, who was brought to her knees in the worst invasion since the Holocaust.
Oh.
Why isn't everybody talking to Egypt? Why aren't they talking to Turkey? Why aren't they talking to Qatar? Why aren't they talking to Iran? Why aren't they doing something to help the Palestinians? If that's the case, why is it you come back to Israel and the U.S.? It's always the case. Everybody loves to help Israel when she's hit. But all of a sudden, they're quick to...
As if this Israel is a nice little baby. Israel is minding its own business. It's not like before October 7. How about we talk about October 6, October 4th, October 1, September, August? How about we talk about those dates when Israeli bombers will bomb Gaza for fucking no reason, for mowing the grass, call it mowing the lawn.
To beat up on Israel when she hits back. If
Beat up
that
on
had happened
Israel,
to
'cause
America, do you not think we would have hit back? But where are the friends of those pro-Hamas people? Where are the friends of Gaza? They should be the ones doing what they need to save them. It shouldn't be on Israel, who watched their people get butchered on October 7th.
So as you can see what she's doing, she's dehumanizing the Palestinian people. She is portraying them as some people who are lawless or homeless, who doesn't have no land or country. Palestinian people have a country called Palestine. They don't need to go to Egypt. They don't need to go to Qatar. They don't go to Turkey. This is Nikki Haley, the piece of shit here, the fucking evil hoe here, signing bombs. These are 1-ton bombs, the same bombs that these are the same bombs that killed the Palestinian 2-3 days ago. And I don't know who our fucking manager is, or she has no fucking brain, that she would go all the way to Israel and sign these bombs for what? What are you doing, stupid? What are you doing? Huh? Trying to figure out what she's doing. She's signing 2,000-pound bonds. Those each bombs, I'm 200. What do you call it? I'm 204 pounds. Each bomb is 10 of me. I'm a big guy. And these bombs are thrown at Palestinians homes, villages, tents, anywhere they can, they want to. You understand? And somebody told her, listen, Haley, why don't you go to Israel and sign those bombs, that's falling on those Palestinians, and these bombs.
Fire and horror in Rafah. An Israeli airstrike at a camp for displaced civilians, setting tents and cars aflame.
These are the bombs that fucking Ho just signed. This is what they do. They burn down human beings. They crushed kids. They were defecated. I mean, what's the word? Their heads were cut off. Excuse me.
Fire crews in Hamas-run Gaza say at least 40 people were killed, many of them women and children. One of the deadliest bombings in Rafah of the entire war. The Red Crescent says it happened in a designated safe zone. But Israel says the strike killed 2 senior Hamas commanders responsible for attacks in the occupied West Bank, adding it is aware of reports indicating that as a result of the strike and fire that was ignited, several civilians in the area were harmed. The incident is under review.
Sitting is open.
The UN's highest court has ordered Israel to halt the Rafah offensive, but has no power to enforce the ruling. And Israel giving no sign it will comply, saying hostages are being held in Rafah.
We will not stop fighting for their freedom.
On Sunday, Hamas fired rockets towards central Israel for the first time in 4 months. With sirens.
I'm going to tell you, man. Those are the bombs that this idiot went to Israel and signed. Hey, this idiot over here. Yo, my Indian brothers and sisters, man. This lady's an idiot. She doesn't represent your country or your people, man. Why will Nikki Haley go to Israel? The same thing happened. Mike Pence, who's the former vice president of the United States, who never fails to remind us of the Jesus and the good Lord and his work and how he loved and healed the lepers, whatever you want to call the leprosy people. But he went to Israel and he signed the same bombs that will go and kill children. Mike Pence, the hypocrite. Those are the people that Jesus will say, I never knew you. Get the fuck out of my face, you vipers. Yeah. Here's another idiot. Here, hold on. You want to see something stupid? Yeah. This is our leadership. This is Israel owns us. Israel owns the United States of America. I don't care what you guys say. We are the hoe, and Israel is the pimp. They are pimping us around whatever they want us to do. We will co-sign anything they want to. You need money? Here, $26 billion coming. You need bombs? Here, no problem. Kill those children. And this idiot, whatever her fucking real name is, Nimrat. Yeah, her name is Nimrat. I just remember. Nimrat. Nimrat is a rat. She fucked everybody in South Carolina, right? Yeah, she was having an affair with everybody. Her husband is in the military, and Nikki was having a good old time with those rednecks. They were hitting the Jadon. Wait, hold on. Please. I want you to see this, man. You know that guy dancing in the middle? Let me get out of the way so you can see it better. The guy in the middle who's dancing with Israeli soldiers his name is Mike Pompeo, whatever. He was the former head of the CIA under Donald Trump. After he was the former head of the CIA, he became the Secretary of State of the United States of America under former President Donald Trump. Here he is in Israel dancing with Israeli soldiers. So, I mean, what kind of credibility will he have if he ever become a diplomat again? These are America's diplomat in this day and age. these are the Zionist hoes. See, these are the Zionists, and this is their hoe. Their hoe is Mike Pompeo. The Zionists have turned America's politicians into their hoes, especially the Christian right, the evangelists. They are subservient of the Zionists in Israel. The Zionist Christians worship the Jewish Zionists in Israel. They give them hundreds of millions of dollars every year under the impression that somebody lied to them that if they put all the Jews inside Israel, all of Israel, that they will bring about the rapture of Jesus Christ. Now, at the same time, the Zionist Jews are saying that they are waiting for the Messiah who's going to turn those Christians into slaves for the chosen people. Now, these motherfuckers have a problem. Either one of them is going to be slaves or one of them is going to burn to death. I mean, I hate to see the surprises on their face on that day. This is fucking crazy. This is the former head of the CIA. He's dancing with Israeli soldiers. I mean, what are we going to do? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to be totally honest. When I see things like that, when I see the former governor of South Carolina, like Nikki Haley or Ramallah, whatever his name is, Nomarat, and she was the former UN ambassador going to Israel to sign bombs, and you have the former head of the CIA here, he's doing it, dancing like a fucking hoe. Yeah, my goodness, make more. You know, Mike Pompeo is a fucking idiot, man. He's a corrupt politician. Every politician that Donald Trump brought into the White House is corrupt. They're all corrupt. We're going to go down to Washington and drown and drain the swamp. He brought the biggest swamp in the world to Washington. Donald Trump surrounded himself with the biggest, the most corrupt human beings in history. He emptied what's that Goldman Sachs, the banking company in New York, and made him part of the administration. I mean, every single corrupt human being, they all went to jail. Look at him. They either resigned on the scandal or went to jail or were indicted. Every single person except Donald Trump. All right, let me see if they have any more on Donald Trump. Let me see. Same people there, they're protesting. Yeah. All right, guys. Any questions? Let me show you what Israel, over the last week. The ICC indicted Israel, and they said they're going to bring some, what do you call it? They're going to put arrest warrants on Netanyahu and all the fucking criminals in Israel. And listen to this report. This is crazy. Israel is a fucking rogue nation, man. They scare the shit out of me, man. Because I know, as an American citizen, I have no value when it comes to Israel. My value is zero. You know, zero? I swear to God, I know that for a fact. I have no value as an American citizen when it comes to Israel. You got to know what you got to know, man. You cannot lie to yourself. Here you go. Let's watch this together.
It sounds like something out of a Hollywood thriller. A spy chief persuades a top prosecutor.
Wait, let me give you the introduction. a former ex-spy of the Mossad was asked to spy on the International Court of Justice in The Hague in order to subvert the court and blackmail them into not ruling against Israel. This is fucking James Bond shit over here, man. This is a nation. This is a rogue nation. Israel is a rogue, illegal nation.
Not to file charges against his nation, even though it's been accused of committing atrocities. Well, that appears to be the latest chapter in real life for Israel against the International Criminal Court. Now, the story begins back in 2015. Then International Criminal Court top prosecutor began investigating Israel's possible list of crimes against the Palestinian people. According to The Guardian, then director of Mossad, the Israeli intelligence agency, Yossi Cohen, began exercising pressure tactics against her. Now, his efforts did not work as her investigation culminated in the ICC's arrest warrants last week for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant and 3 Hamas leaders as well.
Per The Guardian, which cited multiple sources familiar with Cohen, they were able to confirm his activities, including confirming his desire to recruit her to drop her probe of the Palestine case and cooperate with Israel's demands instead. Cohen, whose work against the ICC spanned years, was authorized at the highest level of Israel's government. Bensouda formerly reported this pressure campaign to the ICC and, as reported in The Guardian, allegedly said, quote, "You should help us and let us take care of you. You don't want to be getting into things that could compromise your security or that of your family." A spokesperson.
This is mafia shit. We should listen. You should help us out so we could help you. We don't want nothing to happen to your family. This is mafia, motherfucking. These people are dangerous, man. And they have nuclear weapons.
Netanyahu denied these claims.
There was strong reaction on X. Investigative journalist Max Blumenthal posted, quote, "Ex-Mossad director Yossi Cohen attempted to recruit then ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda. When that failed, he unleashed threats and reputation destruction. I wonder if the Mossad managed to recruit Julia Stibudite, the Ugandan ICJ judge who always votes in Israel's favor." Norman Finkelstein also weighed in. He has written a book really fittingly on the subject and said it was perfectly, already 4 years ago, I wrote a full book documenting Bensouda's disgraceful record of whitewashing Israel. It was perfectly obvious at the time that extra legal pressures were being exerted on Bensouda. Indeed, I stated in the very last sentence of my book that Israel was bringing to bear every squalid and sordid instrument in its arsenal against the ICC. Ooh, so this was a real bombshell. Frankly, with so many other news stories percolating around, the magnitude of this, I think, isn't quite hitting the way it should. But the argument here, what is being reported here, is that after opening this investigation in 2015, an Israeli Mossad agent, an intelligence agent, basically tried to get compromise on the ICC prosecutor's husband, tried to blackmail her.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty threatening language, like your family's safety, you know, could be enhanced by you. It's a very mob kind of like, you know, you should give us protection money kind of thing. But they weren't seeking money. They were seeking a favorable or a dropping of this case or favorable verdicts in evaluating Israel's behavior. I mean, yeah, what can you say about it? It's obviously corrupt and bad, and they have, in fact, Israel is denying, Netanyahu is denying having done this thing at all. This is reporting from The Guardian, so take of that what you will, but it seems pretty.
And it's very good reporting. There was a lot of corroboration of a bunch of different witnesses who were involved in having exposure to various parts of this over the years. The article, the Guardian report, likened the behavior to, quote, stalking. He was able to acquire her telephone number and called her repeatedly. And when she asked, how do you know my phone number? Apparently Cohen responded, "Did you forget what I do for a living?" Cohen is apparently known for having a reputation of doing a really good job of recruiting kind of foreign individuals to work with him to advance the interests of the Israeli government, I suppose. And that, I think, is the root of Max Blumenthal's tweet asking whether or not this ICJ judge, who is often the standalone with Israel against some of the decisions that have come out, has also been influenced in these apolitical and frankly illegal sorts of ways.
But that's just speculation, right?
Yeah.
There's no evidence that this Ugandan official, I mean, I guess it is plausible. We're learning about the efforts Mossad undertook to stonewall the investigation, but we're not, that's just kind of, guesswork.
I mean, it's incredible that this kind of thing is not just coming out, but it's being reported in The Guardian and taken really seriously. I've mentioned this a couple of times over the course of the last couple of days since the Sunday strike in Rafah, but it does feel like there's a discernible tone shift. You saw it in some of the, really kind of mainstream reporters who were asking questions that were sort of emotionally charged of the State Department spokespeople. How many charred bodies is it going to take? You've seen some really great reporting, frankly, coming out of CNN, on the ground reporting. They were one of the entities that was able to say, no, we see that there are tanks in central Rafah, so you can't make the argument that Biden's red line hasn't been violated, with the red line was a ground offensive in Gaza. And now you're having outlets like The Guardian covering not just the idea that Israel was displeased with the ICC, or that Israel might use kind of diplomatic means or apply kind of public pressure to get its way.
Yeah,
And remember, we saw this a little bit with the ICJ, right? The ICJ came out with this preliminary decision that it would continue an investigation into the genocide claims because what was happening was plausibly a genocide.
So what we're watching here, that the Zionist country called Israel is able to threaten the International Court prosecutor, telling him it's better for you and your family's security to help us and work with us. This is what happens in the United States. In New York, the mafia used to go to your business. You have a beautiful restaurant here, you got a lot of customers. I don't want nothing to happen to it. The whole issue is Israel could get away with a lot of shit, man. I don't know. The United States, sometimes I wonder what our nuclear weapons are. If we turn on these motherfuckers, they're going to blow up the whole country, trust me. I do not trust the Israeli government or the Israeli thing.
And within hours, right, you had Israel making this attack against UNRWA, which got it defunded by the United States and a bunch of other peer nations almost immediately. We're kind of used to talking about that level of influence, but sicking your spies on an officer of the UN's court to prevent her from doing her job, it's the kind of accusation that really, I think, undercuts this narrative that Israel is a democracy of a peer type that is worth America putting billions of dollars behind and protecting as the shining jewel of democracy in the Middle East.
I don't know that this behavior is actually unique to Israel or something that would not be,
we do
again,
it
going
too.
back to an earlier segment, that all powerful nations engage in this kind of persuasion.
For sure.
I mean, it's not good. Obviously, it is
but the
nakedly
fiction,
corrupt and should not
the
happen.
narrative building around Israel being,
and I've gone on the record saying that I don't really, I don't think these international courts are the best way to adjudicate modern warfare. So people can, take their decisions and do whatever they want with them. But it obviously should not be the case. It is just wrong to threaten the people doing an investigation to come up with some result that you like. Is just wrong in and of itself. So
and we reported that we described this as an unsuccessful attempt. I do think it's interesting that while.
All right, guys, I'm going to attempt to do something really crazy. I'm going to attempt to go on another person's what do you call it? On feed. How. Let me see if it works. Hold on. Hello.